Assalamu alaikum and good morning to everybody. I am Professor Dr. ABM Omar Farooq, Professor and Head, Department of Anatomy, Bosundhara Din Medical College, Dhaka. Today I am going to discuss about nervous system. In this session, I am trying to summarize the following subtopics. Number 1, organization or subdivisions and subdivisions of a nervous system. Number 2, tissue constituting the nervous system. Number 3, grey matter and white matter. Number 4, cavities of the nervous system, coverings and meninges of the nervous system, and lastly, development of the nervous system. Now, I am starting constituents or subdivisions of nervous system. Nervous system has divided into two parts: central nervous system CNS and peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system consists of two parts: brain and spinal cord, and peripheral nervous system consists of 12 pairs of cranial nerve, 31 pairs of spinal nerve and their associated ganglia. Peripheral nervous system acts on our body by two ways: somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. Somatic nervous system again subdivided into two parts: sensory, motor, and autonomic nervous system is again divided into two parts: sympathetic and parasympathetic. This is the basic fundamental subdivisions of the nervous system. Now, I am going to central nervous system. Previously, I have mentioned the central nervous system has two parts: brain and spinal cord. Now, brain has three parts: forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Forebrain consists of again two parts: telencephalon and diencephalon. Telencephalons consist of cerebrum and diencephalon consists of thalamus, hypothalamus, subthalamus, metathalamus, epithalamus. A spinal cord is another caudal part of the nervous system. It is 45 centimeter length, present in vertebral canal. My next subtopics is cell and tissue constitute the nervous system. Nervous system consists of one main excitable cell called neuron. Another supporting cell is called neuroglia. So, nervous system comprises two types of cell: neuron and neuroglia. Neuron is the structural and functional unit of the nervous tissue. A neuron is the non-excitable supporting cell of the nervous tissue. A neuron has two parts: cell body and cell process. Cell process also have two parts: axon and dendrites. According to number of the axon and dendrites, I mean according to polarity, neuron have some subdivisions like unipolar, bipolar, multipolar, pseudounipolar. Next, my subtopics is grey matter and white matter. Grey matter is the collection of nerve cell body within the central nervous system. We may also call is nuclei like basal nuclei, red nucleus, oculomotor nerve nucleus, Edinger-Westphal nucleus, all are grey matter. Then white matter. White matter is a collection of nerve fiber. White matter comprises peripheral portion of the axon and dendrites, neuroglia and blood vessels. White matter present in a tract like ascending tract, descending tract. The largest descending tract is pyramidal tract, the largest ascending tract is spinothalamic tract. they are all white matter. Next, our subtopic is cavities of the nervous system. In brain and spinal cord, there are some cavities lined by ependymal cell and containing cerebrospinal fluid. We call it CSF. There are pair of lateral ventricle, third ventricle, fourth ventricle and terminal ventricle or fifth ventricle. Forebrain comprises lateral ventricle, third ventricle, hindbrain comprises fourth ventricle, and spinal cord, lower end of the spinal cord comprises terminal ventricle or fifth ventricle. All ventricles are filled of cerebrospinal fluid and they are interconnected. Next, coverings of the brain. Coverings of the brain is called meninges. Meninges have three layers: outer dura mater, middle arachnoid mater, inner pia mater. Dura mater has some prolongation and modifications in cranial cavity, but in spinal cord there may be or maybe not have no modifications. Like in cranial cavity, dura mater has some folding called fox cerebri, tentorium cerebri, fox cerebelli, etc. Leptomeninges means arachnoid mater and pia mater, or pachymeninges means dura mater. All the central nervous system is covered by meninges. Inflammation of the meninges is called meningitis. It may be viral or bacterial. Now, I am going to review the autonomic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system is a part of nervous system which is concerned the innervation of involuntary structures of our body like cardiac muscle, smooth muscles and gland. So, cardiac muscle present in heart, so heart receive autonomic supply. Smooth muscle present in viscera of GIT, so stomach receive autonomic supply. All glands causes secretion, receives parasympathetic supply, I mean autonomic supply. So, involuntary structures of the body is liable to receive autonomic supply. Autonomic supply consists of two types, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic means it preganglionic fiber comes from thoracic 1 segment to lumbar 2 segment of spinal cord. That is why it is called thoracolumbar outflow. Parasympathetic supply comes from 4 cranial nerve and 3 sacral nerve. 4 cranial, among the 12 pairs of cranial nerve, 4 pairs are liable for the parasympathetic supply. Third means oculomotor, 7 means facial, 9 means glossopharyngeal and 10 vagus. So, 3rd, 7th, 9th, 10th and sacral 2, 3, 4 collectively we call pelvic splanchnic nerve. These nerves are liable to supply the parasympathetic supply of involuntary structures of our body. That is why they are called craniosacral outflow. All parasympathetic supply causes constriction of the smooth muscle, secretion of the gland and relaxation of the sphincter. This is the basic principles for the parasympathetic supply. And sympathetic supply is ready, make the body, prepare the body for emergency. So, we called sympathetic the life saving supply. Another modifications of the autonomic supply present in gut, it is called enteric nervous system. In small gut and large gut, parasympathetic supply follow a definite role, extrinsic way and intrinsic way. Extrinsic way comes from vagus and pelvic splanchnic nerve and sympathetic comes from thoracic 6 to lumbar 1 or lumbar 2 segment of spinal cord. This is central control. it is called extrinsic, but there is a special modifications in intrinsic way. Intrinsic way is consist of 100 million of neurons present in walls of the gut. There are two plexus in this way, it is called Meynteric plexus and Meissner's plexus. Meissner's plexus in submucous coat of the gut and Meynteric plexus present in muscular is external layer of the gut. With the help of the enteric nervous system, the gut is controlled locally. That is why gut has is local control and functioning in its own rhythmic way without any disturbance. So, enteric nervous system, many scientists call it second brain of our body. My last topics for today's session, development of the nervous system. Entire nervous system developed from neuroectoderm. We know neuroectoderm has two parts, neural tube and neural crest. So, neural tube is responsible for developing the entire nervous system. There are some modifications. Cranial end of the neural tube develops the brain and caudal end of the neural tube give development to the spinal cord. So, anencephaly is the one congenital anomaly for development of the brain and spina bifida is the one congenital anomaly of the spinal cord development. There are some another cells or another structures developed from neural crest like glial cell except microglia. So, we can say entire nervous system developed from neuroectoderm, I mean neural tube and neural crest. So, nervous system is a complicated, extensive and controlling system of our body. Nervous system and endocrine system controls all the function of our body. So, we can summarize, lastly we can summarize the nervous system as the nervous system is a complex network of nerves and cells that carry messages to and from the brain and spinal cord to various parts of our body. So, that is the end of my session. Thank you for your patience.